إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله وبعد. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. We give thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We ask for his salat and his salam on Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be with every one of us, make us steadfast on the sunnah of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and protect every one of us from all evils. As we know that tonight being the last Sunday of the month, we normally accommodate various questions from our brothers and sisters if there are questions, both online and offline. So if you have one or two questions, so we are free to ask our question, inshallah. Now,
yeah, the question I want to ask actually is in two folds. One is, what are the conditions that will make us combine solar in this, whether it rains, it floods? Because sometimes people combine solar when they see the sky is dark, it's very heavy, but it's not raining at all. They're just anticipating the rain. Can we combine solar for that reason? That's one. Then so the second question is, I think I remember when you asked.
inshallah. Now, alhamdulillah, salatu wa salam ala rasulullah. One of the beauties of Islam is to make things easy for the people. Islam is not to make things difficult for us, and the simplicity of Islam is observed or is achieved when one is full loaded with the knowledge of Islam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, مَا جَعَلَ عَلَيْكُمْ فِي الدِّينِ مِنْ حَرَجٍ. He has not placed on you in this religion the burden beyond your capacity or capability. Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, إِنَّ هَذَا دِينٌ يُسْرٌ. This religion, Islam, is simple. وَلَنْ يُشَادَ أَحَدٌ الدِّينَ إِلَّا غَلَبَهُ. No one can compete with Islam except Islam will defeat such a person. So everything in Islam is simple, but the knowledge must be preceded. Based on that, in Islam it is allowed to combine the two salats that they have closed times together, like Salatul Dhuhr and Asri, Salatul Maghrib and Isha. This is the Sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. In fact, in narrations, there are so many narrations that establish that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam practiced what we call al-jamu bayna as-salatayn, combination of two salat at one time. That is Salatul Zuhr and Asri, Salatul Maghrib and Isha. Either Ta'khir or Taqdeem. Ta'khir is to observe Salatul Zuhr at the time of Salatul Asri, or to observe Salatul Asri at the time of Salatul Zuhr. So that is Taqdeem and Ta'khir. So there are many references in the Sunan that establish that, though there are reasons, the causes of that. One of the causes is rain. Then another one is travel. So if the cause has to be the rain for combination, then the ruling of that combination is mustahab, is sunnah. It is not wajib, it is not compulsory. We need to get something we need to get one understanding here, because when something is not compulsory, one should be very, very careful in using that opportunity of that thing that is recommended, so that what Islam recommends, the process of getting involved in that recommendation, one should not fall into what is harmful, what is forbidden. So the combination of salat due to rain is mustahab. Mustahab means sunnah, recommended, it is not compulsory. So if a mosque observe the salat in combination due to rain, and another mosque does not observe, no one will say that mosque that does not observe is sinful. No. Because you that you observe, what you've done is not compulsory, it's sunnah. So it is sunnah, not obligation. That means if it is sunnah, not obligation, we have to be very careful. What does not necessitate that combination, we should not attach it to it. That is, we must be very, very sure that there are necessities for it, or there is a necessity for it, because it is not compulsory, it is sunnah. So it is allowed in Sharia to combine the two salat, Maghrib and Isha, Dhuhr and Asr, because of rain. And that rain, according to the scholars, it is a type of rain that soaks clothes, not the one that will form tsunami. No. But that's how some people understood it, that it must be rain that is so much from morning to night. No. If it's just 5 minutes, if it's just 10 minutes, so far, it rains, it deprives people from coming to the mosque. If people should make effort to come to the mosque, their clothes will be soaked with water. So in that essence, Sharia permits those who are at home to observe their salat at home, while Sharia also permits those who are in the mosque to observe their own salat too, in combination. But those who are at home will not combine. So what I'm saying in essence is that Al-Jam' Bayna Salatayn is approved in Sharia. Due to rain is approved. Salat al-Maghrib and Isha, Salat al-Dhuhr and Asr too. Now, but the combination has conditions. And one of the conditions is that the combination must be led by the Imam of the mosque, or anyone that Imam has appointed to lead the salat on his behalf. That shows whoever that comes after, when the combination has been done, such a person does not have opportunity to combine. Like we that came late, I was told that they've observed Salat al-Isha in combination. Abi, so we came late. We cannot combine our own. We are not the Imam. So we now wait till the time of Salat al-Asr, or we look for another mosque to join them in combination. If there's any other mosque, then we wait till the time of Salat al-Isha. So if the rain is much, alhamdulillah, today's rain is much. I'm not considering the flood. Flood is another thing. It's another cause on its own. So if the rain is much to the level that it soaks the clothes of the people going out, then in Sharia it is allowed to combine. That is, the Imam has the opportunity to combine the two salat that have close time together, Zuhr and Asr, Maghrib and Isha. That is one. Then another cause of that is flood. If there's flood, and For the people to leave their house for the mosque, there will be a little hardship on their way. So in that, Sharia allows them, because it's already there. Just like the rain. The rain is falling, or the rain is falling, or there's flood that we can see. Another cause is when there's a crisis in the community. There's crisis. We come for Salah to the Maghrib. The next thing, you just hear shooting. Boom, 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 boom. Every street dries of people. And we are in the mosque. What do? Imam will stand up to observe Salat al-Isha at that time of Salat al-Maghrib, so that a lot of us will go back home. We don't have any Salat to observe of 5 daily prayers. Do you get it now? And that is for the cause of fear. For the cause of fear. So these are part of the causes of combination of 2 salats. The same thing with the travel too. Travel can still be a cause too. So this flood alone you have in your area here, I was told that flood even is as far as the central mosque. Even if there is no rain and we have flood like that, no, we don't know what normally brings flood. It will just come like a visitor in the estate here. So if it comes and it covers most of the streets that people will pass through to come to the mosque, then Imam can give the people the Jama'ah relief by observing Salat al-Jam' bayna Salatayn. So these are the causes of combination of 2 salats. Now,
actually, the question I wanted to ask, because that one too is
okay.
So is it better to remain at home or come to the mosque?
When there's rain or there's reason for combination, it is better for someone to remain at home. Whichever one it is easy for someone to do.
But which one is more rewarding?
Both. Yes, both are more rewarding. To stay at home, to observe the Salat al-Maghrib without coming to the mosque, that does not give you opportunity to observe Salat al-Isha. Those who are at home cannot combine. The women, they don't combine. So if you to stay at home because of the rain, you cannot combine. But there is no sin on you for not coming to the mosque as a man, because those who are in the mosque too, they will have that privilege of combining their salat. There is no sin on them for not waiting till the time of Salat al-Isha. So it depends on individual. But one must understand that the reason why there is combination of salat in Islam is to ease the affairs of the Muslim. So if you know that staying at home will give you that relief, that ease, stay at home. Some people, they want to enjoy the benefit of combination. They will now swim from their house to the mosque. They will not be complaining. No. So who asked you to come? Even when we make the adhan, we don't say hayya salat, hayya falah alone. You had to hit sallu fi buyutikum, sallu fi buyutikum, sallu fi rihalikum. Pray in your houses. So, but if you know that coming to the mosque, where there is still rain or there is flood, it doesn't give you any hardship, then come to the mosque. Yes. And when you come to the mosque, and Imam decide not to observe combination, don't push it, don't ease, or don't try to enforce that practice on Imam. There are some Jama'ah too. They will ask you, they will challenge you, Imam, combination now. We are not the one to ask Imam to do that. Imam will decide, because it's not compulsory. It is sunnah. So if Imam decides to combine, you join. If Imam does not, actually Imam did not call you to come to the mosque. Even Sharia did not call you to come to the mosque. You are free to observe your salat at home. So why now stressing Imam to observe salat in Jama'ah? That is one. Then two, we must understand that it's just a privilege. So Imam may not see that cause to be a reason for combination. He may not see that rain to be enough for the combination. So no one can force that imam that you have to. It is not compulsory. Did you get it now? It is not like the case of tayammum and wudu. No, this is just sunnah. It's a recommendation. It's a recommendation. So if imam is afraid that because if you observe combination, when the cause you think that cause is enough for you to observe it, but in the sight of Allah, that cause is not enough, you will be regarded as someone that does not pray the second salat. Do you get it now? Someone that observe imam that leads them in combination for instance, Zuhri and Asri, because of one cause, but that cause is not accepted in Sharia. So all of you don't have Salat al-Asr. That is the meaning. So it is not compulsory. So it is the imam that will not decide, let me observe it, or I don't want to observe it. So if you want to come, even if imam says no combination, everybody should go to his or her house, go to your house. So, but if you see that there's a difficulty on the road for you to come to the mosque, then observe the Salat Isha at the time. So we don't force the imam, and it is not the parameter to know whether the imam is Ahlul Sunnah or not. It is not. It is not. Yes, though it is part of Sunnah to combine when there's a reason, genuine reason for that. Now, right, sir. It is number 2. Now,
in the same topic, if it's on Friday, the conditions are being fulfilled and it is Friday prayer, how will it be?
Now, if it is on Friday, we are in the mosque listening to the khutbah of the imam. Then the imam stands for Salat al-Jumu'ah. The rain starts so much. Can we combine Salat al-Asri? This is a controversial issue among the scholars. Some scholars said there's nothing wrong with that, because Salatul Jumu'ah stands in place of Salatul Dhuhr. So, and we combine Dhuhr and Asri for the cause of rain. So, we can combine Jumu'ah and Asri for the same reason. That's the evidences. But other scholars said no. Why? Because the rain fell on many cases during the time of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. There was no any report that he combined Jumu'ah and Asr. The same thing. Abu Bakr did not combine. The same thing. Umar, Uthman, all the Khulafa. There was no any report that any one of them combined, and no one can say that there was no rain during that time. In fact, there's a popular narration in Sahih Bukhari that on Friday, someone came from the village to ask Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to beg Allah for them for rain, and Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam begged Allah, and the rain started to fall. From that day, from that Friday till the next Friday. So there's no any report that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam combined Jumu'ah and and Asri. There's no any report. That is one. Another point of rejection to that first opinion is that when we say Jumu'ah stands in place of Dhuhr, yes, but not in all angles, because Jumu'ah enters at the time of Dua, while Dhuhr enters when the sun shifts from the zenith. So How do you want to combine? Those who want to observe the Jumu'ah at the time of Dua, can you still give the same fatwa? If you say Jumu'ah stands in place of Dhuhr, can you give them the same fatwa? And those who want to observe Salat Jumu'ah around 12, can you tell them to bring Salat al-Asr immediately? So if you cannot do that, that means Jumu'ah and Zuhr, they may have similarities, they have differences. So Jumu'ah does not stand in place of Dhuhr. Jumu'ah, it is a Salat on its own. It is Salat on its own. So my own opinion on that is that it is not allowed to combine Asri and Jumu'ah. Even if one is a traveler, it is not allowed. You are a traveler, you want to enjoy the benefit of Salat Jumu'ah, and you want to combine Asri with that Jumu'ah. There is no any direct reference for that. After all, it is not compulsory on you as a traveler to observe Salatul Jumu'ah. So you can observe your Zuhr in your house, then you bring your Salatul Asri. Now, Allah. Another question. He's left.
So,
Wa salam.
is there any controversy regarding someone killing his people by himself when the father is not able to kill while he was giving birth to?
Is there any evidence that someone that the ram for naming ceremony was not made on him, and when he became grown up, can he do that on himself? Is there evidence? There's no evidence. The hadith that some people may rely on that is da'if jiddan, is very weak. That Muhammad, that aqqa Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam an nafsihi lamma kabura. That Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam slaughtered the naming ceremony ram for himself when he became grown up. That hadith is da'if jiddan, is very weak, we don't use. So no reference. But the scholars explain that if one has the means to do that, there's nothing wrong with that, because it's sadaqah. It is what other people will benefit from. By the time you slaughter, you are a male, you are a man, you want to slaughter your akiko, and you have money, and kill 2 cows. I believe people in the community will pray for you. It's sadaqah. If it's 2 rams too, it's sadaqah. If it's 2 alake or araimu, it's sadaqah. People will still pray for you. So scholars look at it that it is sadaqah, and sadaqah has no limit. So the same rule they apply on zakatul fitri. No, zakatul fitri, we have to pay it to the needy before salat. But someone that fails to do that fails to pay his zakatul fitri until after salat, will he forget it? No, he will still pay it, so that it should also had as a benefit to the needy. So whoever has the means to slaughter his akiko, there's nothing that stops him from doing that. And someone will still have another question under that okay, if he slaughtered, is it allowed for him to eat from the ram? Yes. Even if you want to eat everything, no problem. Maybe he has 4 wives, 25 children, and he slaughtered only 1 ram. They are all, how many? 25 plus 4, that is 29. That is 30. 30 people. So nobody will say what he has done is wrong. But if you had only 1, or you and your wife, or with 2 children, how would you kill 1 big ram and people assist you when you are preparing it? And then after preparation, you say, okay, no. But if you have 4 wives, you have 25 children, if you do that, people will reason with you. Alaji governor gone is enough to finish everything. So there's nothing wrong in Sharia if the person wants to eat of his akiko that he slaughters himself. There's nothing wrong in Sharia. Yeah. Any question?
Another question on
Is there any evidence for when you are making iqamah, when you go to Qadi Qamah, so instead of saying it twice, I hear a lot of people sometimes they say it only once. Is there evidence for it?
That is the opinion of Malikiya. The school of thought of Malikiya believe that Iqamah or the Iqamah to Salat will be pronounced once. But that opinion is not convincing enough. They rely on the hadith that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that the adhan should be in twos, while the iqamah will be once. That statement will be once. They translated it to be even the iqamah too will be one. You know, when you say Allahu Akbar, that is one. But I repeated it how many times? Two. But it's one. So in the adhan, if you say that Allahu Akbar is one, then you still need to bring another one like that, making it to be two. Or if you say Allahu Akbar is two, that means the total of Allah Akbar at the beginning is 4. Do we get it now? So he said, you make your adhan in even numbers. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. That is even. Not 4. It's 2. If we say 4 too, it's still the same thing. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah is 2. That is even number. Then till you finish it. Then the Iqamah will be once. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. No, Allah Akbar, you repeat it how many times? 2 times. But is what? Is 1. Are you getting it? So not like even of that adhan. So when you get to Qad Qamati Salatu, the Qad Qamati Salat has to be like Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Qad Qamati Salatu, Qad Qamati Salat is 1. Is witr, is 1, not 2. Just like Allahu Akbar is 2, is 1. So, but that hadith that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Sahih Muslim, said that you make the adhan in even, while you make the iqamah in odd. So that's the basis of Malikiyah. But that basis does not support their position. Yes. So if you are making the iqamah and you get to the iqamah, you say it 2 times. Saying it 2 times is 1. Qad qamati salatu, qad qamati salat. Don't say qad qamati salatu, qad qamati salat, qad qamati salatu, qad qamati salat. Just like Allah Akbar of adhan. So if you are making the adhan, the takbir, the beginning takbir is 2. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. That is 1. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Making 2. Then if you can't hit Allahu Akbar 1, that will be 4. But don't forget, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, make it even. So that means to say it once is 1. When you say the second one, that is 2. So the other imams, A'immatu al-Fiqh, like Ahmad bin Hanbali, Abu Hanifa, Muhammad bin Shafi'i, all of them, they did not support that position of Malikiyah. Even we have some scholars of Malikiyah too that did not go with that position. So if you are making the iqama, Allahu Akbar, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. So when you get to qad qama, say qad qamatis salatu, qad qamatis salah. Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah. That's the most convincing opinion. Wallahu a'lam. Now.
Sorry, I want to ask the question again.
Okay.
Exactly, because so why does the other version of the comma, where does it stand? There's a comma that you make that is exactly like adhan.
Yes, that is the comma of Abu Mahdhura radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, one of the companions of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that used to call the adhan in Makkah. So his own format of adhan that he was taught by the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, just like adhan. Just like adhan. That is Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Then when you get to qad qamatis, you say qad qamatis salatu, qad qamatis salah. You will say qad qamatis salatu, qad qamatis salah, qad qamatis salatu, qad qamatis salah. Because the qamatis salat already is not in the wordings of adhan. So it will make the wordings of iqama just like the wordings of adhan. That is Abu Mahdhura. That's the way Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught him. It is sunnah too. So if one knows the format of the iqama of the adhan of Abu Mahdhura, then he can apply it. If one does not know, he can apply the one that is common. That is one. Then two, one should be observant of where he wants to apply that adhan of or iqama of Abu Mahdhura, so that he will not be beaten by the people. Hey, someone was given opportunity to call the adhan, to make the iqama. One of our brothers. So he made the iqama in the format of Abu Mahdhura. The Imam said, "Afar, as big as you are, so you don't know how to make an iqama." I said, "I've done it now. No, do it again." He did it again. He did the same thing. He said, "No, bring it back." They collected it back from me. They give it to another person. Like so when another person made the iqama, the popular one, then after the salat, the Imam scolded him, said, "No, what I did is correct. Where's the evidence? I'm coming." And then he came to me. He said, "Ustaz, can you give me evidence?" Which evidence did I give you? Why did you make that iqama there? Why? Just to show off? So that people will know that you are a scholar. And prove yourself to them now. Why did you come to me? So it is not everything that you know that you say. Yes. Then even if you want to enliven the sunnah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you look at the premises. Look at the premises. So if people beat you for that, yes, you're gonna name. I didn't give you any evidence. I didn't give you. Because if I give him, he will not learn. So that format of Abu Mahdhura is established. We've explained it here when we were treating the book of Al-Fiqh al-Muyassar under the adhan and the iqama. So it's allowed in Sharia. But one will look at just like the case of Sallu fi buyutikum. So when you say the Sallu fi buyutikum, is it in any mosque? No. It will cause a lot of problems, challenges, disunity. But if the mosque belongs to Ahlul Sunnah, it is understood by everybody that comes to that mosque that yes, it's Ahlul Sunnah. Ahlul Sunnah, they are full of what? Knowledge and practice. So if they hear Sallu fi buyutikum, this one, nobody will look strange, because it is part of the Sunnah. There are many lessons that might have preceded that before that day, but the general mosque outside, you have to be very, very careful so that people will not against the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ because of your quick presentation. Now, any other question? We are free. Oh, can the halqa can be up to 10 p.m. I mean, nobody is calling at that. What is your jamu? Yes. What?
So my question is based on today.
Okay.
So assuming it's time for me or probably I never exploded like this. Are you allowed to stay back?
Yes. It's a good question. If there is flood that covers every street that people can pass through to come to the mosque for Juma service, is it allowed for someone to stay at home? Yes, but not to sleep. You observe Salatul Zuhr. Salatul Zuhr with it is not allowed. Yes, it's allowed. Now, another question. No, I want to take you. Okay, I take you now. Shy. I don't take you shy. Yeah, I take you shy. Okay, 10 years. So we still have those 5 minutes, inshallah. When it's 8:15. So there's still question. No more question. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وسلم. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.